Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Man Shit. Hope everybody has been doing great. I know the uploads have been a little slower than normal lately. I apologize, but I think everybody's schedule has been a little out of whack. But we are trying to get back on track. And with that, today, we're going to talk about some knives. I would assume most everybody's grandfather had a version of this in their pocket at some point. We are going to be taking a look at a modern take on the old school slip joint.
Useless. Not tactical enough.
Good Lord, man. You are creepy. How long have you been standing there?
Long enough to know that your situational awareness is shit.
Okay, whatever their born identity. That's not the point of a slip joint. It's not supposed to be tactical.
Is that right? Well, how is it you think you're going to deploy that there knife when your arm's been disabled by a gunshot wound?
Son, you are nuttier than squirrel poop. Why? Did you say gunshot? Why in the hell am I going to have my arm? It's a pocket knife for like opening. Dude, you got to get the hell out of here. You're going to get us demonetized. You got guns everywhere. That guy, I swear. So anyway, today we're going to talk about slip joints. One in particular that we'll get to in just a second, but just briefly, my feelings about slip joints. I love slip joints. One of my favorite kind of secondary carry knives, the Swiss Army knife, is a slip joint. Slip joints are normally a secondary carry for me. It's not usually my primary. Usually I have some kind of, locking, flipping type situation. But I think slip joints make a great secondary knife for multiple reasons. One, you can use something like a Swiss Army knife, which is great because you've got a ton of options for little tools and things. Even if you've just got a slip joint with a blade, like something like your Benchmade Proper, or the knife we're going to talk about today, which is your LionSteel BestMan 2. I think that they're just really good secondary blades. It's good to have something a little less aggressive. And I know that sounds silly, but I mentioned this on a live stream with Blade HQ recently. It's silly. Knives are tools, but I've actually had people even on these videos ask me, why do you feel that you need to carry a knife every day for protection? And you got it all wrong. I don't carry knives for protection. I carry a gun for protection.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
I carry knives as tools, right? So sometimes in certain situations, if you're out in public and you do that, people are a little sensitive these days, with all the microaggressions and getting triggered and such forth. You do that in certain situations and some people get a little weird. I know it's silly, a knife's a tool, but nevertheless, it is what it is. I've never had anybody get weird though with a, two-handed open slip joint. Like I said in the intro, most people's grandpa carried a old case knife or some kind of slip joint of some nature in their pocket. I think people are more comfortable with that. There's something about the way you open a slip joint that's just more like it's a tool and less aggressive, like it's, a weapon of some nature. I also just like slip joints, right? I think they look cool. It does kind of harken back a little bit to, something more traditional. Times were a little slower. There's something kind of nice about the ritual of, taking out the old slip joint and getting it open. Because you're opening it a little slower and it's not a locking knife, I feel like I'm a little more deliberate and careful when I use a slip joint. Mainly because you have to be, right? Because it's not a locking blade and you don't want that thing closing down on your finger and causing you a lot of bleeding and stitches and trips to the hospital. Call it just me liking to kick it a little old school with the design of slip joints, or pandering to the sensitive Sallies out there that get offended or triggered when you open a flipping knife, or just liking to have a secondary blade on you so that you're not putting as much wear and tear on one knife. Whatever the case may be, I enjoy carrying a slip joint as a secondary blade. The BestMan 2 and the LionSteel and most of the stuff that LionSteel makes, they are modern traditionals, right? So what does modern traditional mean? Modern traditional means they're taking a traditional design of something like a slip joint, but putting kind of a little bit of a modern spin on it, a little modern flair, and they're generally using more modern materials. Speaking of modern materials and a modern spin on a traditional thing, let's take a second before we get deep into the details on this to thank the sponsor of today's video, Ridge Wallets. Here's the deal. I was guilty. I used to carry an old school bifold, trifold style wallet, just a big 3-inch thick hunk of sciatic nerve inflaming, back pain inducing receipts, old gift cards that don't have any money on them anymore. It was the Costanza wallet. I had one and it caused me back problems. I sat like this because it was 9 inches thick. But Ridge Wallets makes these really nice, extremely minimal, high quality front pocket style wallets that I've really been liking a lot lately. It comes in all kinds of different colors. They come in different materials. Just about anything you could possibly want to fit anybody's needs.
Does it come in black?
Jesus, man, you've got to stop sneaking up on me like that. I thought you were downstairs watching John Wick for like the 412th time.
I was, but the scene where they killed the dog was coming up and I can't watch that. It makes me sad. So does it come in black or what? I need black. I like black. It's tactical. My gun's black. My hat's black. My shirt's black. My pants are black. My knife is black. Helps me be stealthy, like a ninja.
I hate to tell you this, buddy, but your vest isn't black there, Rambo.
Camo's cool too. I got a black one coming though. It's gonna be a while. They backordered it on me. Damn Rona.
But yes, to answer your question, they do come in black. And it's actually a matte black.
Ooh, that's super tactical.
And they've got a carbon fiber one, so it's matte black and lightweight.
I like where your head's at. High speed, low drag. That's me.
I'm gonna say more like high speed, low IQ.
What'd you say?
Nothing, buddy. Nothing. I didn't say anything. Really super easy to use, crazy small footprint. Like they're exactly the same size of like a credit card. Really good quality. I've just really been enjoying using them. They also make some other great products like backpacks, power banks, all kinds of things. They make this leather phone case that I've been checking out lately, testing out, and you can see it starting to patina. So if any of these Ridge products sound like something you're interested in, I'm gonna put a link down below. Make sure you check that out. That's gonna give you 10% off and free worldwide shipping. Thanks again to Ridge for sponsoring this video and supporting the channel.
All right, I'm going back downstairs to finish John Wick and eat some MREs. You want one?
No thanks, buddy. I'll pass on the intestinal discomfort. Just
Suit yourself.
go. Whew. I freaking love this thing. I've had this thing in my pocket ever since Zach from Blade HQ. By the way, Zach, thank you very much, my friend, for sending this to me to check out. I just love it. Love it. I used to carry this, and I was showing you guys earlier, I used to carry this Benchmade Bugout. I got Bugout on the brain because I love that damn knife so much. This Benchmade Proper. And I still really love the Benchmade Proper. I think it's a great knife. The micarta on this thing feels fantastic. I really like the look of it. I like the sheep's foot blade. I like it all. But Bestman 2, I'm gonna have to be honest, I think it's a better slip joint. Just for comparison, you can see almost the exact same size, same blade, all that stuff. They both have micarta, but you know, micarta is not all created equal. The micarta on the Benchmade is a very kind of soft, velvety feeling micarta. It's like exposed micarta, I guess you would call it, so you can actually feel the canvas, where the micarta on the Bestman has some kind of sealant on it, or I don't know the best word for it, but it's smooth. You don't really feel the micarta. It's not soft and velvety. I do like the feel of the Benchmade micarta better. That's really the only thing though that the Proper, in my opinion, is a clear winner on. I still love this, but I think all in all, the LionSteel is a little bit of a better knife, in my opinion. My humble opinion. Real quick, the specs on the Bestman. You're looking at titanium handles with micarta inlays. You've also got titanium bolsters. For the blade, you have M390 with a satin finish. It is a drop point style blade. Overall length is 6.625. Blade length is 2.875. Width is 0.625, and it is 0.48 thick. Comes in at a weight of 2.44 ounces, and you can pick this guy up for about $129.95 as of the time I was making this video on Blade HQ's website. Now, I will say you can get this knife in several different variations also, which is nice. You can get the Proper in several different variations too. It's got a couple different colors of micarta. It's got some G10. I think some of the higher end versions have carbon fiber, some of like the gold class ones and whatnot. They have some really fancy versions of the Proper that get really, really interesting. But this one, in this particular format, you can get with a couple different colors of micarta. You can get carbon fiber. They have some with wood that look really nice. So lots of different handle options depending on what you want. And in my opinion, the Bowler M390 that they use for this blade steel is superior to the S30V that they put in the Benchmade.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
Now, let me just go on record here real quick with saying I'm not a huge blade steel snob. I have, you know, tenacious which is like, what is it, 8CR30 MOV, which is, you know, everybody considers garbage steel. So I am not a steel snob, but I don't know. S30V is great steel also, don't get me wrong, but I think most people would agree that M390 is a little bit better. It does have ambidextrous nail nicks. So you got a nail nick on either side for people that are lefties, where the Proper does not. Different blade profiles. Like I said, the LionSteel has the drop point. Really nice belly on this knife. It's really great for everyday use. It's got a nice swedge in the top, which really gives the blade just a nice, just handsome looking knife. It's just a handsome knife. It's just a handsome fella. It's a handsome fella, this knife. It is a it is a full flat ground knife. So it's really nice and slicey. So if you're peeling an apple or cutting up some food that you're making, hell, you could use this thing to cut your steak up if you wanted to. It is sharp out the box, let me tell you that. And one of the other great thing about modern traditional is, you know, in your traditional knives, usually your knife is pinned together, right? So if you ever need to take the thing apart for any kind of maintenance, or if you ever wanted to change anything out, it's just not happening. You're hosed up. But with all these modern traditionals, Benchmade and this Bestman both included, they're held together with screws, your normal Torx type thing. So if you ever needed to get these things apart to, you know, service them, maybe clean some stuff out, or, you know, at some point, like I have for my Benchmade, and I know this is like a Bestman 2 video, and I'm talking about the Benchmade as much as I am the Bestman, so we'll just call this like a dual video, but I'm using the Benchmade as a comparison because I know a lot of people are probably familiar with the Benchmade. I have these brass scales that I ride on my Proper sometimes, right? That's another benefit of having the screw together construction instead of it being pinned. You can argue that style-wise, it's personal preference. You can argue material-wise, they're both modern materials. They both look nice. My card is a little better on this one, so it's back and forth, but here's where I think everybody is gonna agree the Bestman is a little. Okay, did you hear that? A little bit smushy on the walk and talk. Like the walk and talk on the Bestman, on the Proper is not its best feature. Let's be honest. It's a little, the half stop isn't super, I mean, it stops. It's not gonna close on your finger, right? I will comfortably do that, not worry about my finger getting cut. But it's smushy, right? It doesn't feel great. I think anybody, and you've probably seen other guys talk about the Proper on YouTube, not the greatest walk and talk in a slip joint ever. The Bestman 2, however, little ASMR for you. Oh. Oh. And I'm holding this the same distance from the microphone, but listen to this half stop. Oh. A little bit of half stop for you. Here's the half stop on the Bestman. Listen very closely. It's very, oh, that's so good. This is getting super creepy. I was actually talking the other day about what's with the ASMR crap. The ASMR crap creeps me out. The whispering in the mic, one more time, just for effect, just so you can hear the difference. Listen to this half stop. I mean, it is just a way better action in my opinion. I mean, that is way firmer. It doesn't want to collapse. This one, like, what's that? It just stays there, right? It snaps right back. The half stop, can't even barely hear that, right? I mean, come on, that clipped my microphone. There is a very big difference. This Bestman has a very good walk and talk, like a really nice high-end slip joint would have. This Benchmade, I love you guys, I really do. This is a great knife. It finds its way in my pocket constantly. I love the scales, I love a lot about it. But I hope when you guys redo and put out Proper 2.0, you help the walk and talk out a little bit, because this just is so much better. So if walk and talk is something that is really important to you for a slip joint, Bestman 2 got you covered. It's got really nice attention to detail. Like the bolsters have this little bit of kind of beveling. Instead of being a smooth round, it's beveled a little bit, which kind of plays with the light a little bit and has a real nice look. Details on the bolsters here that kind of add a little, it's got that swedge along the top that just really grabs the light and makes the knife look super nice. It's just really well done. You guys over in Italy, you guys, this is an Italian made knife. You guys did a super good job. Really awesome knife. Not to down talk the good old Benchmade Proper. I enjoy this knife a lot too. Or just your standard old Swiss Armies that everybody talks about. I mean, come on. Point behind this video is slip joints are a great secondary carry knife. There's a reason why your grandpa carried one of these things in his pocket for years and years and years, and they're still around today, and people are doing modern takes on them because it's a timeless, really cool design. It's kind of a little bit of a gentleman's knife, right? I just wanted to jump on here real quick today and go over my thoughts on slip joints, and in particular, my favorite one, the LionSteel BestMan 2, and then also runner-up, my buddy here, the Benchmade Proper. I feel bad talking bad about you, buddy. I'm sorry. I still love you. Talking to the knife like I talk to my dogs. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the content and you got some good information. As always, I will put links down below to all the stuff we talked about today. So if it's something you're interested in, you will be able to find it. If you did like this video, feel free to smash that like button. That always helps us out. If you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so. We'd love to have you on board. I hope everyone is having a fantastic week, and we will see you in the next video. Oh, by the way, for you guys that are into my leaf and barrel and you watch that stuff, I've been catching a little flack. I've heard you loud and clear. I have not put a leaf and barrel out in a while. The next video I'm filming is a couple leaf and barrel episodes and some Pravada and some Luxury Cigar Club unboxing. So some leaf and barrels coming, some whiskey content coming, all that good stuff coming. So stay tuned, coming right up. That's a good looking knife. You don't have a slip joint, man, I'm telling you. I need to get one. They're nice.